Imagine this. You go to Disney World and it is the greatest trip of your entire life. Like you're going to the front of lines and everyone's stopping and I'm not a fan of Disney World, but imagine that. Okay.
But I was going to say, I'm not having fun.
No, but if you're somebody who would have
it's
fun.
Not the greatest time of my life.
If you're someone who would have fun at Disney World. Okay. But then at the end, you find out, oh, this is actually a Make-A-Wish trip and I'm going to die. That is how I felt about this episode coming off of episode 2.
That was a bit extreme.
It may have been a bit extreme, but that's exactly how I fucking felt because I do not understand how we had one of our best episodes of Sister Wives ever, followed by the laziest, worst episode I have ever fucking seen with so many lies throughout. So many lies. We're not stupid.
They think we are.
You know,
here's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know that they think we're stupid. Are they just that stupid?
Yeah.
I will get there. We'll get there. I have theories.
Yeah.
Though. I have theories.
I
didn't think it was the worst episode ever.
Caitlin.
I'm still here for it. But last week was so good that this was a letdown.
It's like you
compare the two,
you blew your load, okay?
This is just our
and then
normal.
she's looking at you like, "Hey, get it up! I want round 2." And you're just like, "Fuck!" I'll put it in you, but it's gonna fold up, you know. And that
that's what happened when Cody went from wife to wife.
You know, and you're just like, I'll try and fold it up to get it in there, an origami
Janelle
dick.
got the fold. Just kidding. We know she was the freak.
Yeah, that's kind of. I felt like Puddle Monkey was like, listen, we'll fuck him with a soft dick.
Oh my god,
and that's what it'll be. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. They are
trigger warning.
When people said that we had a lazy podcast, I'm like, what do you expect from a podcast about the laziest show you have ever seen of all time?
We're just doing with what we've been given.
Yes, we're doing with what
we've been given.
God has given us this hand and we can't get it up. You know, that's kind of where it's at.
You can't use our hand.
But let me tell you something about me, because I got fucking time. And when I am fixated on something, there's nothing that's going to get in the way of me and whatever that is.
That's the ADHD in you.
That's the ADHD in me. So I want to break down this episode for everybody because I want you to have a clear understanding of what it is that you stayed up late on your Sunday night for, or woke up early, excited to watch on Monday morning. I want you to understand what it is that you watched. Okay. So the entire episode, full runtime, 42 minutes and 5 seconds, beginning to end. 42 minutes and 5 seconds. It is 15 minutes and 8 seconds before we see interaction between people. 15 minutes in, we have not seen people interact.
15 minutes and we've just seen confessionals and flashbacks?
Yes.
Okay.
At 15 minutes and 7 seconds, we have not seen anybody talk to each other other than talk to the camera. And B-roll footage of Cody measuring out Coyote Pass and Robyn raking some pine needles. That's what we saw up until 15 minutes and 8 seconds.
Cody measuring Coyote Pass.
Yeah.
I just have to say.
What a waste of time. No one's living there.
He knows he's not going to live there. This is just one of his things he does to tell Robyn he has to leave the house.
Yep.
I'm going to go out and measure Coyote Pass. It's going to take me all day.
Then you think he just goes sit in the car and like jerks off?
That'd be more
Is there good service out
on
Coyote Pass? Did he get a Wi-Fi extender?
I don't know. But I'm like, this is the kind of shit he does to just beat bop around, you know? Like, I'm going to go measure again.
I'm jealous. It's like, oh, Robyn, and she's too stupid to pick up. She's just like,
she's like, okay, yeah, Cody, make sure to get Meri's plot and Janelle's. I'll send it to him.
Give them all to me, Cody. Please, I want all the plots. That's how I want it to be, but make sure they pay for them. Okay, so 15 minutes and 8 seconds. Now, I am going to break down the amount of times that we have actual scenes.
Okay.
Scenes meaning things like people talking to one another, not a confessional, not Cody driving, not Janelle driving, not Robyn raking her pine needles, not any of that shit. Not the
I would argue that the driving is new scenes.
No, because honestly, I feel like a lot of the B-roll footage of them driving and stuff is old.
Okay.
When we see Robyn driving to St. George, she's in the Honda Odyssey. She hasn't driven a Honda Odyssey in like 5 years. That's old. And in front of her is an RV, which this was a family trip.
Oh, what up you with that? Janelle's scene walking the dogs in her like 5 houses ago with her tongue out. With one of the dogs is dead now. Like this isn't. And we have to see that.
Petitioning to Puddle Monkey to delete that footage of Janelle, Maxine, and Francine walking because it's like it's
awful footage of her. She's got her tongue out. It's not cute.
I would rather,
and they like do it to her every week.
I would
Justice
rather
for the queen.
It's not about the dead dog for me. You know,
I'm just saying that's how old it is. Like this dog's not even with us anymore.
No.
Like
we don't even. Is the other one still with us? Do we know?
I don't know.
Did it make the move to North Carolina?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while, honestly.
Potato farms.
I haven't seen it. Potato farm.
Well, it's
Tata farm.
Tata, and then I just kind of think of potato.
The potato farm.
Okay, so I'm gonna break this down for you. Game night is our very first scene in the episode. Okay, now game night was actually shot at 3:30 p.m. I saw the clock. I just want to point that out. It's that
you could tell they had the window, the
shades
pulled so that it looked dark, but it wasn't.
They turned that lamp on so it looks like nighttime, but it was 3:30. It was. I saw
Movie
the clock.
magic.
Yeah.
Puddle Monkey's known for the movie.
The
magic.
majority of game night, while we are seeing people interacting, the dialogue is actually just voiceovers from a confessional. But I'm not going to get nitpicky here.
Okay.
We see people in a room together. I'm qualifying that as a scene.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
That
we'll
is
take what we get.
2 minutes and 32 seconds.
Okay.
2 minutes and 32 seconds is our first scene.
Okay.
And in this, there are confessionals. There's flashback pictures of the family. Yeah. There's all sorts of stuff.
There's only about 2 minutes. So there's probably like 30 seconds of Jenga.
There's about 30 seconds of actual conversation between the Browns in that room. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Okay.
Our next scene is at Dr. Flick Your Beans' office.
Love to see him.
It runs for 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Okay.
This is our longest scene in the entire episode. 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Is Mykelti the star of the show?
Yes. You know, I was thinking about this and it's like, God damn it. If I'm like, as much as I hate Mykelti, I am Mykelti. Because I'm like, no one else in this family is going to be on the show anymore. But Mykelti's like, I will give you my all. And
she's
that
like,
is
I'll
me.
have another baby, even though I already said I wouldn't.
That's
just
me.
to give you more storyline.
It's like, you put a camera in front of me, I'm not going to shy away.
Yeah.
You know, my family would all never want to do a reality show. And I would be like, listen, I'll play all the roles of everybody in my family.
I feel like Mykelti is already setting herself up for an adoption storyline later on.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I'll do a Tyler Perry.
That will be good. That'll be good for the show.
Nobody else wants to be a part of it. The next scene we have is Mykelti's house the night before her birth. 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Our final scene is Mykelti's house after the birth. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Now, if you're like us and you can't add, like, you know we struggle with that.
That was a lot of mumbo.
That is a total of 8 minutes and 10 seconds of new footage.
And
this is a show about a family interacting with one another. And what we are getting is instead people interacting with production or their own cell phones for confessionals.
And out of this, what do you think was filmed by a professional cameraman? Just Game Night?
Game Night was filmed, and Mykelti's house after the birth, I think, was.
You think? I felt like that was cell phone footage.
Maybe. I don't know.
Honestly, Game Night could have been too.
No, Game Night,
okay.
I could tell. There's a part where I see Solomon, and I can tell that they have like the little flash on the camera going, so I felt like that was.
All right, so they were putting in the work.
It is less than 20% of the episode. Is actual people interacting with each other. And again, most of the time there is someone in confessionals narrating what's happening.
We need a comparison. Can you take a good show like Real Housewives and do this again so we know what we're looking at for like what we really want to see?
Yeah, but you know what? That's going to take me some
does?
time because that's a long time that we see people interacting. Okay. It's not confession heavy. Now, you may be saying, oh, well, Mykelti's birth was a big storyline. It was 22 slides. 22 slides, which I'm not saying 22 pictures because some of the pictures are just zoomed in versions of the picture we saw right before it. That's all it is. It's just a same picture we saw zoomed in a little bit. So the big storyline is Mykelti's birth, and it only exists in pictures, 22 slides worth. No one even thought, you know what? Why don't we shoot a video during this? Are you? And one of them is a picture of her getting her C-section, and it was such a blurry photo, pixelated. I don't even know if it was her. I don't even know if it was her. So
conspiracy.
I'm just like, they were like, what?
It's a fake Mykelti. Her fake belly and a fake picture.
And you know what? Fucking Puddle Monkey, all they know how to do is shoot B-roll footage. And yet we are still using stock footage throughout this. The empty hospital, which was like 3 different hospitals, was stock footage. The hospital doors that were all white.
Straight back to the operating room. I was like, that looks like we took that from like when someone was going to die in a
yes.
right?
Then we have like the clock where it's ticking around. Like and the scenes from Salt Lake, I'm telling you right now, they bought one drone footage stock video of that, and they just kept recycling it over and over again.
One of them was they did though, because it really is Christine's house.
Yes, that one
That's
is
not
them.
stock
But
footage.
also, let's talk about the things that are wrong in the episode.
Let's get there.
Because
not yet.
Christine doesn't live in that house yet. They're showing us Christine's new house when we're still in her townhouse. Why can't they do their job?
I didn't even think about that.
Caitlin, I am. It's driving me nuts. The inconsistencies in this story. Oh my God.
But you know what?
Yeah, we're still here.
That, and most people probably didn't realize it, so they are as dumb as they think.
If people didn't notice it, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
But we're here to tell you about it.
Season 19, episode 3, Am I My Brother's Keeper? And we don't know why that's the title of the episode. Where did we talk about a brother and being their keeper?
It doesn't make sense at all.
What's that book? Am I my sister's keeper?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
it's
that's
about someone dying, I think.
I thought, are we going to be talking about Curtis again? I have no idea why am I my brother's keeper?
I have no idea.
I felt like they made an episode and they were like, we'll call it that. And then they're like, scrap it. We need to put 22 slides of Mykelti's birth in here. We're not going to change the title though.
We'll do that. Yeah.
We liked the title.
Where did this come from?
It makes no sense. So
they're like, no one will read the title.
Now, I want to point out to everybody, we are going to a wedding, and we are saying that the bride and groom do not want to be involved with the public. It's Logan and Michelle. Why can't we just say we're going to Logan and Michelle's wedding?
I feel like Logan and Michelle were like, you can't even say our names. They kept saying the bride and groom. The groom asked us to specifically be there. I'm like, your child, Logan, but I'm guessing
we're going to our children's wedding.
Yeah,
like, why?
It's like they were hinting at it because they were like, the last wedding we all went to, our other child was Aspen's. Like, yeah. But I think it's Logan Michelle.
No, I don't think it is.
It's
the dress Janelle wore to his wedding.
No, I know that. I'm saying I think they're the ones saying don't say it's our wedding.
I thought you were questioning. I'm like,
no.
Listen, I'm heated.
I know.
I'm heated.
Also, though, if they wanted to like fake us out,
yeah.
Why would they have Janelle in her dress? Like, why couldn't
because
she have filmed
self-shot it? She self-shot it.
Also, did she get home from the wedding that night and then self-shoot that? Like,
no, I think it was the Airbnb.
Okay.
I think she went to an Airbnb after.
Well, either way, but I'm saying like she's still in the dress. So,
I know.
Like,
I felt like she was
tired?
like, well, here's the thing. I think Janelle's like, I'm gonna forget if I don't do it right now.
I'm gonna do it right now.
If the second I lay down and put my CPAP on, I'm out.
I mean, her hair and makeup held up.
It did hold up. Now, the other inconsistency in the story is that we're saying this wedding happened in Vegas. It was in Phoenix. It was not in Vegas. Why are we saying this?
You're heated this episode.
I'm so heated, it's not even funny.
Because they didn't have any stock footage of Phoenix. They had the old Vegas folder and they were like, good enough. No, this is what I'm saying. You're saying they think we're stupid? I think they didn't even know where the wedding was. They weren't shooting it. They had no idea. They were just like, Logan's wedding. It had to be in Vegas, right?
Oh my, Caitlin.
Honestly, they didn't even know. They weren't invited, so they didn't know. They think that's where it was at. I think they truly think that.
It is maddening to me. Just the inconsistencies. Like if some... Fire Puddle Monkey. Bring in a new production company, A&K Productions.
Whoever's doing Real Housewives of Salt Lake, let's have them do it.
Shed Media. I don't know. We need somebody in here. Not this. This is insane to me. And you know what? Bring me on production. We're going to get up to speed. We're going to move this thing along. Okay. Why? And here's the other thing. At the end of the day, you put this episode out and you do not get footage from the wedding. You do not get footage from the hospital waiting room. You do not get footage of Mykelti's birth. Why did you say these are the storylines we should focus on?
Okay, wait though. Like, I'm thankful we didn't have the birth this time.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, when you're like, hey, we don't have anything from these stories, why don't we just move on to the next thing?
Yeah.
You know? It didn't make any sense.
I agree, because there's not a next thing. That's the problem.
There's not a next thing.
There's nothing. This is how everything goes in their life. This is every event. What else are they filming?
Now, Christine says
How
that
else are we
when
gonna
she
span this
talked
across
to
6 months?
the very mysterious bride and groom, mysterious bride and groom said that Kody and Robyn were not coming to the wedding. And then
Cut
they...
to Cody, and he's like, I suggested I just don't even come. I'm like, who suggests they don't go to their oldest son's wedding, you fucking
The
piece
son
of shit.
who raised your children. That's what I
Daddy
want.
Logan.
God.
I mean, he doesn't need his daddy anymore, but like, you shouldn't say, I'm just not even going to come because
Because
they're going
I'm
to talk about me.
uncomfortable. Because it's not about you being comfortable. It's about celebrating your fucking kids.
Suck it up and be an adult.
Oh
Plenty of divorced parents go to weddings together and just don't interact.
I want to talk about Robyn raking those pine needles
She's
really
never
quick.
done that before.
She's never done it before, but once again, she's business cash. I'm like, for someone who doesn't have a job.
So is he. Like, why is he always in a button up? I've never seen the man in a t-shirt.
I've honestly learned to just look past it with Cody. Like, if he's doing work, he's going to be in a button up. I understand that. But like, Robyn loves herself a slack, a blouse.
Well, she was in jeans.
Okay, well...
But she did have
don't
this,
you wear jeans on
a
Casual
secretary
Friday?
top on.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, why? You're not like, do you just ever relax? You know, like, is Robyn, and listen, as people who've seen Robyn out and about, this is how she looks. Like, it's like she doesn't get out of the show.
No.
You know?
She's exactly the same.
It's just,
But I just don't, like, do you own a pair of leggings?
seriously.
Have you gotten a LuLaRoe?
Do you own a short? You know? Have we ever seen
God, can
Robyn
you
in a
imagine?
short?
Can you imagine seeing her in a short?
Those would be white legs.
I feel like that's like a whole new world.
That would
If
be.
that happens,
Yes.
we're really living in the weird century.
We've got Dayton's RV in the background with the little awning out. And I'm just now trying to imagine, like, what is Dayton's like? Like, does he just,
Do
I
you think
imagine
he
him.
sits outside, like,
Yep.
on his patio, and they're sitting on theirs, and they're like, hey, neighbor.
Yes, that's exactly how I think it is. It's exactly how I think it is.
Does he have a shower in there? Is there hookups? Is he going in the house to use the bathroom? Or is he digging a hole in the...
There's not a pool, so he's not doing that. Maybe the hose. I don't feel like there were hookups. I don't even know if he's got electricity in there. What's he got, a generator?
He just has flashlights in there.
It's candlelight.
Yeah, can he eat in there? Or is he just like, does he have a hot plate? Oh, what's happening?
Yeah, I think he just Uber Eats.
Okay.
You know, DoorDash that shit. It just,
He's like, I kind of live like I'm camping, but I also have a DoorDash account.
and as Robyn's raking the pine needles, we also see where old Areola has broken out of the backyard.
It literally looked like she took the bars on the gate and like ripped them
Hulk.
apart. I,
She
like,
hulked it
Hulk Hogan'd
open.
them.
She was like,
She's like, if you're gonna leave me out here in my dog run, I'm gonna escape.
yeah. I wonder how many times she's escaped.
Well, now there's a big
How
hole.
many times do neighbors call Animal Protective Services? You know, animal control, and they're like, she's loose again.
She's out.
She's biting people.
I think she has rabies.
She's chasing people down. Oh my God. Also, I love too when Cody's like, you know, this mysterious bride and groom specifically asked that we be there. I'm like, stop acting like you got a special invite to your own son's wedding.
Yeah, you're his dad. I would hope that they'd ask that.
I
you
don't
be
even
there.
think you got an invite. I think it was more like, hey, we're getting married. You're going to be there, right? You know, not, oh yeah, they were rolling out the red carpet
They
for
really,
me and
I
Rabs.
suggested I don't even come, but they wanted me.
They
there
want me so
bad.
bad. Oh man, so
He's
bad.
so ridiculous.
Now, Robyn is really scared about this because she's going to see all the family. And she's
just
like, you know,
awkward.
I don't want areola and salmonella to like, you know, get all mixed up in the drama.
I like that she's still so worried about him, like the tenders. I'm like, they're old enough to understand that there was a divorce.
Yeah.
Just tell him. And she's like, I don't know. Like, do I talk to them about their old family, or do you think they've forgotten? I'm like, I'm sure they remember.
Yeah.
They were born into this family and they had a bunch of siblings. Why would you just act
But
like they don't
also,
exist?
it's like everyone's kind of moved away.
Just say they're older now and they have their own lives. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Say
not that hard.
you know what? Look at those kids in the eyes and say, listen, you're fucking losers and they don't want to hang out with you. Okay. That's what I would say
Look
to those
at them
two.
and say, I ruined the family and that's why they're no longer here.
Let's say that. Yeah.
Just be honest.
We flash back to Aspen's wedding. Again, not a new scene. We all had to live through Aspen's wedding once before, but let's keep on living it.
We've seen the hats.
We've
seen the kilts.
The hats and the kilts. Those fucking hats. are the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Didn't her mother-in-law make them?
Yes.
That'd be the
and
worst because you're like, oh shit, I hate it, but I have to wear it.
And remember,
then
it was
it's,
like they
ruined
didn't
all my
like them,
pictures.
but they like had to wear it and they didn't want to
Yeah.
complain, but they're like, oh yeah.
It'd be such a bummer to look back and be like, yeah, all my wedding photos have those ugly hats that I didn't want to wear.
You know what? I wish that this was Mykelti's. If I was there, I would wish this was Mykelti's wedding and the wind would come and take my hat away. I'm like, oh, shoot.
She would have loved these hats at her wedding. She's probably pissed that Aspen.
She's like, God damn it. Why didn't I think of that?
Well, I mean,
we were so busy focused on fake flowers and tacos. We didn't have time to think about hats. And I remember Cody saying he did not wear panties under his kilt. He was just letting
That's a sight to
when
be seen.
He's dancing around, his balls are just slapping
He's doing
every
the
which
Brown
way.
family mosh pit.
And I tell you right now, Cody has saggy balls. Saggy balls.
Do you think he has curls down there? Do you think he uses the Moroccan oil upstairs and downstairs?
Yes,
Okay.
he likes them to be buttery soft.
Right.
Buttery soft pubes. I think so. I think, yeah, he's got like it looks like a full perm. When we saw him at Aspen's wedding though, that was like the peak of him looking like a caveman.
Yes.
His facial features look so weird. His hair's like back and it's just, he straight up looks like a caveman. Not a good look on him.
All I could look at Aspen's wedding was Mitch's beard.
Just imagining him going down on her that night. Just like, ugh.
I'm just like, oh, Mitch, I don't think you're like the most like I don't find you to be hot, but like
No.
that beard, just shave it off and you'd come up a couple points, you know?
You would just kind of look like a
like you're a 4, but without the beard you might be like a 5.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
maybe a 6, you know, on a good
Yeah,
day. Get a
maybe.
10, maybe a 6.
Yeah, maybe a 6, okay? But the beard's got to go.
I love when Christine was like, and you know, it really sucks because Mykelti can't come. She's on bed rest. And not that she's like, I'm sad Mykelti's going to miss
she's
this.
like, Mykelti would just keep them occupied.
Yeah. So unfortunately, now we're all going to have to try and interact without fucking Mykelti.
We need our peacemaker. It's the only thing she's good for.
I am so irritated by this whole wedding situation that we're lying about where it is. And I know I need to get past it, but
Again, I don't think they're lying on purpose. I think they didn't know where it was.
just so everyone knows, they did not get married in Vegas.
No,
and
it
that
was
Spirit
Phoenix.
airline flight flying out did not have any browns on it. They weren't in Vegas. Who knows when this was shot? 20 years ago? We have no idea.
With stock footage.
Just stock footage of Vegas. They're like, oh, perfect. There's a Spirit Airlines
Yeah.
flight.
They have a Vegas folder, just like they've got a Janelle walking the dogs folder.
Just so annoying. Now, I love Janelle's approach to this. She's like, honestly, I'm just telling my kids aren't going to cause issues. What we're going to do is we're all just going to, ignore each other and pretend that we don't see each other. And I'm like, that's how I like to live my life.
I like this. She was like, the first interaction will be the hardest. Then we can just pretend we don't know each other.
Then it's just
gonna
like,
be a little awkward
what?
first time.
And I resonated with what Christine said when she was like, we all say a lot of shit behind each other's back, but like, I don't want to see what people are saying about me. And I was like, same.
Yes, well, you always say behind our back, please. Not
But
anything we will
don't
find
ever
out.
tell us what's behind our back. You
No,
know,
we don't want to see it.
No, there's nothing worse than when someone comes to you and is like, hey, I don't want to be
So-and-so
the one
said
to tell you this, but so-and-so said this. I'm like, I was living blissfully before you told me that.
I didn't care what they said behind my back.
I wasn't
we talk enough
interested.
shit behind people's back. We get it.
Yeah, that's like,
We just don't want them to find out, and we don't want to find out.
that's our favorite hobby. We
Yeah.
understand people are doing it about us, but when we don't hear it, we don't believe that.
Let everyone be unaware.
Also, justice for Janelle again, because she's shooting her own confessionals on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
She had it at a decent distance. Now, I don't know if she didn't know what she was doing and she zoomed in by accident, but at one point the camera then zooms in all the way on her face. And I'm like, why are we doing that?
She hit the button on accident.
Oh, poor
She
Janelle.
doesn't know how to unzoom.
There was also a confessional from Robyn during this that was shot by them, and it was zoomed in so far. And I'm like, is anyone even paying attention anymore? What is happening at
They
Puddle
don't even know how to
Monkey?
work the cameras over there.
God.
They use them so little that they forgot how they worked.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked to find out that they just go in there and film their own confessionals.
They're probably like the room set up. You can just press the big red button.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Leave it running. We'll cut it later.
Oh my goodness. So Janelle's like, I didn't talk to Cody and Robyn. I nodded at Meri. I nodded at Meri.
I nodded.
Yeah,
Sup, Meri? Sup?
No, I didn't say sup. I just gave her like,
Well, later she goes, I said hi to Meri.
Well,
I waved.
I waved, kind of like a, hey, see you there. Mm-hmm. Yep, I see you.
Did Meri talk to anyone at the wedding? I feel like she was hinting at no.
When Meri said that, some of the family members don't really want to or conversate with her, I felt like she was saying because of my breakup.
No.
Meri, that's
it's not that.
why.
No one cares about that.
No,
everyone's like, God,
everyone's
I'm glad
considered
you
you broken up for 10 years now.
And everyone's proud of you for finally leaving.
Not really. I don't think so.
No? I think so. Even Christine and Janelle were like, good for her. She doesn't
I think the
deserve that.
kids are like, fuck off. I think these kids hate Meri.
They hate her so much.
She was allegedly abusive. She's not nice.
She's like, I just stayed with the people that actually like me.
Who?
My own child, and that's it.
Your own child didn't even want to hang out with you, as we learned, And nobody wanted anything to do with you. And we also know...
Meri, you weren't on the list, actually. But I guess you can come in
They
since
had
you
to
made
scramble
the trip.
and find you a chair, And that's probably why you ended up in the parking lot crying your eyes out. That's talk around town. Let's talk around town with that one.
Oh, actually, Leon's plus one was Audrey, but okay, I guess we'll let you in. So
Then Kody comes in and he says that him and Robyn were just put away in the corner, probably for our own safety. And let me tell you, that's not true, because those motherfuckers separated themselves from everyone. They stood off in the distance and didn't attempt to go around everyone. So I'm going to call out the bullshit where I see it. You're asking, how do you know? I know. That's all you need to know is I know. And a reliable source.
Also, can you imagine if they put Kody next to everybody else, the drama that would have caused? He would have been like, are you kidding me? We can't sit next to them. They hate us. It's like, okay, so he's never going to be happy.
Robyn spent the day fucking chasing Areola around. Like she did. It wasn't about where you were. You separated yourself from everyone else. You didn't want to be near everyone else. And Robyn wore an awful dress. And Kody was dressed terribly too. But then this is what really pisses me off is Robyn's like, I was just, some of the kids kind of came up to me and Gabe gave me an I love you. So I gave an I love you back. I'm like, this is what the problem is. If you're going to, you say you're a parent, but do notice that when she talks to Kody next week, she's like, your kids need you.
Yeah.
I thought it was our kids. I thought it was our family. But of course, no, it's your kids. And if you are a parent to these kids, you need to be actively pursuing them. You need to be the one actively going up and just saying, hey, I'm so glad to see you. And even if it's awkward, even if it feels a little bit forced, that's
I was
your
shocked
job.
to hear her say during game night, but I don't believe her that she's like, I try to reach out to the kids.
Caitlin,
I leave messages. I never get a call back.
No. What she does is she lets it ring one time and then hangs up. And then that way
not even that. I feel like she's like, I told your dad to tell you, and we know he won't call you, that I wanted to talk to you.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Your job as their mother, as you like to claim you are, is to go up to them and not wait for them to come to you. Why are you waiting for Gabe to say I love you before you say I love you back? I'm heated today.
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
Well, I'm shocked.
I feel like I took like roids or something today.
Did you get into Areola's stash?
Maybe. I did take some B12s before this.
Whoa.
Oh, God. It's really
I
kicking
am
in.
shocked that Gabe said I love you to Robyn.
Yeah.
I mean, shows what a good kid he is,
Such a great kid. Even if he lied to her fucking face.
Yeah.
You know what? Make her feel welcome.
Yeah.
So.
But again, no one ever lets you fit in. They all hate your kids, I'm sure. And we even know that Gabe got a hug from Aurora at school.
Yeah.
Remember?
I
just can't.
I'm just so irritated.
The victim of me.
And then for Kody to be like, it's all teenage drama, Civil War.
Like, you're the teenage drama.
You're
queen.
the one who stood in the very back away from all the tables, who wouldn't go near anybody. When the dance scene was happening, you sat outside pouting. That's what you fucking did. Go back to Aspen's wedding where we saw you just beat bopping around. Then we go to Mysterious Bride and Groom's wedding, and we see you just sitting there pouting. All right? Stop it. Stop it right now. If I could spank him, I would right now. Like I would like to
you had
just
one spank.
Yes. If I had one spank I could give, it would be him, and I'd put him in timeout. I am heated. Wow, I really am. Then Cody's like, I said hi to a lot of family members, but then it was kind of like, oh, get away from me.
It was like, hi, love ya, never see you again.
Yeah,
like, okay.
Oh, okay, that's
and
very
sure, I
mature.
highly doubt he said hi, love ya.
No.
to anybody.
No. It's bullshit.
You know what?
Yeah.
I wish they would. I get why Logan didn't want cameras.
Right.
But I would have loved to see like Maddie snub Kody. Oh, you know?
That would have been fun.
Because we know that she like stopped talking to him.
I know.
We know they were all there together.
Here's the thing. This is what sucks is, you know, we have Mykelti. That's about who we have left in this family that we get to really interact with.
Yeah.
But it's like, if Logan and Michelle came on, like, they would be heroes. Everyone would surround them. Everyone would shit on Kody after they saw how he acted at their wedding. And if they saw what he was wearing, which was his same reunion outfit, or sorry, tell-all outfit, recycled, couldn't even get yourself a new suit for the...
I'm surprised they love any excuse to get something new.
Well, if it's for him.
Okay, but I would love to see Michelle and Logan, but they're the normal ones. That's why they don't want to be on. I
guess.
You know? Otherwise, they're Mykelti.
Right. And me. Me and Mykelti are one and the same, unfortunately. I did laugh, though, when Kody was like, yeah, you know, I saw Christine. And then he's like, and then I saw some people who were really trying to make it look like they were having more fun than they were. AKA Christine.
Yeah.
Which I
know she was probably.
Oh, I'm sure she was just like,
someone was probably like, oh my God, can't be bothered. I'm having so much fun trying to rub it in.
Oh, I'm sure someone was like, hey, Christine, is that your napkin? She's like, oh my God. I don't know whose napkin it is. And that's why
I'm having so much fun.
I have such a hard time with Christine.
I know. She's theatrical.
Very theatrical.
But I still hate Kody more, so good for you,
right.
Christine.
Yes. Yeah. No. Let's put it into perspective. You know, in the normal world, would I ever want to be friends with Christine? No. But here,
yes,
I support her the best that I can. You know, that's the best I can do. Janelle's unfortunately like, oh, I'm so glad these events aren't going to happen all the time. And then Cody's like, yeah, I mean, it was awful day for me. I'm like, happy wedding, Logan and Michelle.
They watch this back and Cody's just like, it was literally the worst day of my life.
Oh, wow.
Watch my oldest son get married. I hated
Janelle's
it.
like, oh, I mean, we made it through, but God, it fucking sucked, you know? And I imagine Logan and Michelle
probably
watching
like,
this.
okay, the rest of you, no more weddings for a while. We can't recoup this.
And then Mykelti's like, actually, I want to renew our vows in 2 months. And they're like,
she's like, I thought it'd be a good storyline.
Oh, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down.
I imagine
Mykelti.
she has like her text to Put a Monkey or like just her, like it's all her bubbles and it's just ideas she has for the show. And they're like, yeah, we'll let you know when we need something.
We were
right
thinking
now,
of
we're playing with
filming
nothing.
Avalon's first day at school or
She's
maybe
like,
a music class.
Birthday party.
Yeah. There's all sorts of stuff we could do.
Me and Antonio will renew our vows. We'll adopt a child. We'll have another child. Maybe I could try to get triplets this time. Like,
Mykelti hates being pregnant, Caitlin.
I know, but she would do it for the show.
That's true. She's a hard worker like that.
Yeah, she is.
Not really anywhere else in her life.
No.
But here. Let's talk about Cody's triple breakup because we feel the need to dive into each relationship. And this was a shocking moment in which Kody said that he's mad at himself for how the Christine breakup went down.
Did he specifically say mad at myself?
Maybe he said mad at us, which is still including him in it.
I don't know that he said any of those words. I feel like he just said, we should have broken up as friends. Things would have been better. We could have been in the same room.
I think he may have taken a tiny bit of ownership.
Okay.
And again, I think PR came in and was like, Kody, and I've honestly, Kody Brown, if you're listening, I'll be your fucking PR. I will help. I will get you back in everyone's. I mean, the problem is it won't happen for another 6 seasons because of how far behind we are.
He needs a PR team. If there's any person who needs a PR team, it's him.
It's him. And I think I could do it. I think that I could get Kody Brown back to a place where everyone's like, that's America's dad again.
It wouldn't be that hard.
No.
He'd just have to
shut his fucking mouth and say what I tell him to say.
And actually give a damn about his kids.
Even just pretend to give a damn, you know? That's all it's going to take. And then he's like, you know, I wish we could all be around each other more. And I was like,
no, you don't.
Teenage drama.
I have never heard a more delusional statement, though, than when Kody says during this episode, you know, I think after some time and a couple phone calls, we can all get along.
We can get along.
I was like, a couple phone, like but you're not doing it now.
No.
You're like refusing to speak to them.
I think he just thinks like with time,
you're
everyone's going to
talking
forget.
shit about everybody on your confessionals. Mm-hmm. You're only digging yourself a deeper hole. And he's just like, it'll all blow over someday.
Yeah. I believe it was fully Cody's idea to get out that bicycle and ride it.
episode 2, and he's never ridden a bike before.
No.
He doesn't ride this bike regularly.
No. He was like, oh, I think it'd be a good scene of, my hair blowing in the wind.
This was the new B-roll footage they decided to film.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't have any B-roll and knew that they were going to use, and
it was
what
so,
they chose.
Puddle Monkey was so excited. They were like, we need to take this new B-roll footage and put it into the trailer.
And he wasn't pedaling that fast. He went down a big hill.
Well,
to
their
get that
street is a big hill. He's just like flying down it.
I wanted to see him having to walk the bike back up.
Oh, and then having to see Meri in Parowan just watering her plants.
She loves a Bermuda short.
God.
Girlfriend.
Let's
take those off.
Let's get a different length
also,
short.
who's filming her doing that? They
Jen.
did. She's like,
just Jen.
Jen, hey, they want a shot of me doing something. I'm going to water the plants.
It's like, Meri, you know what? Why don't you go in one of those haunted bedrooms
I think we've already seen this.
B&B and finger blast yourself. Trigger warning, finger blast yourself.
Something more exciting. Let's see you and Jen's brother husband all together in bed.
Yes. Let's see that. Menage a trois? Is that what it's called? I think.
Don't know.
So anyways, Cody's like, you know what? And I thought this was really romantic. He's like, if Meri was single and I was single, would I want to date her? No, not at all. If Meri was the last person on earth and it was me and her, would I fuck her? No, absolutely not.
It's like, I wouldn't even eat her.
If
Meri
was dead and there was no food left or animals left on the planet,
I wouldn't even want to touch her to eat her meat.
I'd starve to death.
That's how much I hate her.
He does say he doesn't blame Meri for how much he strung her along, for being mad about it. He's like,
I mean, thanks.
I get it. I probably could have let her go.
And I like that he's kind of like, well, Christine and Janelle are bugging me so much that they're buddying up. I'm going to finally be a little bit nicer to Meri so that she doesn't buddy up with those two and we have a friendship.
I swear to you, there's been times in which Cody was like, I don't want to be friends with Meri.
He has said that.
And now it's like, you know what? The only reason I want to be nice to Meri now is because I don't need anyone else talking smack about me in the family
He just doesn't
gossip.
want her to join their friend group. I'm like, first of all, they won't let her in.
Yeah.
But also, you still hate her.
Meri's a fucking pawn in this family.
Yeah, she is. He's like, I'll use Meri so that she doesn't talk about me to Janelle and Christine.
When we see Janelle go over to Meri's, first time she had ever been over there. Second, she goes over there and I feel like she's like, you want to get in on this? Yeah. It's just a pawn. No one cares about
No
Meri.
one cares about Meri.
And that's,
I can't wait to see Janelle step foot into Meri's house. That feels like
it feels like watching your teacher have sex.
Yeah.
Like you walked into a club, a sex club, and there's your 6th grade teacher just getting absolutely railed. And you're just like, Miss Johnson?
Like, this isn't right.
This isn't right.
Yeah.
What? You're
That's
supposed to be
Janelle
home
going to
grading
Meri's
papers.
house. She had to ask for the address and directions multiple times.
Yeah.
She was like, this is...
She had to follow production.
And then
there.
she showed up and she was like, this is what you've been living in while I was in student housing?
Yeah. Well,
in an RV?
Hopefully she watched the show. Then we talk about Janelle and Cody. And again, we get that awful shot of Maxine and Francine sip to those two. Or one of them, we're not sure. And
I don't know. I don't know if one made the move. I'm not sure.
It was a long move. It's like cross country.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if they could hold up.
Yikes. She didn't do a post though.
No. Where's Jack?
Maxine?
Where's Jack?
Oh, Jack? Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill.
Whatever their fucking names are. So Janelle's like, you know what? Here's the fun thing. When we moved to Flagstaff, Cody was like, Janelle, I'm just like too tired right now. And she's like, you can rest at my house just as easy as you can rest at Robyn's. Get your ass over here. So I had to remind him quite a bit that he still had other wives, And Cody's like, I just don't understand why we can't reconcile. I do not understand Janelle's problem. What do you mean you don't understand how you can reconcile?
You wouldn't come to her house. You wouldn't be nice to her children.
And honestly, I would much, you go to Janelle's house. What are you guys doing? You're ordering pizza. You're watching a show.
I feel like Janelle's house would be so much better than Robyn's
All
house.
the kids are fucking gone.
Robyn's nagging you. The kids are bugging the shit out of you.
You gotta fucking talk to Areola. Yeah. You gotta see Salmonella doing his fucking Legos. Yeah. You gotta hear Abuba and Buyona practicing in the basement.
That's enough to make you want to leave.
That's enough to make me
be
get
like,
my
I'm so
ear
sorry.
holes
I actually have COVID
shut.
and I have to quarantine at Janelle's for a month.
It's like Janelle's was the fucking best place to be. Because you go to Christine's, you still got Truly. That's
and Christine.
And Christine.
Kind of,
yeah.
Janelle,
you go to Meri's house. you don't have anyone there, but she's not leaving either, and she's going to be glued to you. If Meri goes out of town, I'd love to spend time at Meri's, you know?
Hey, Meri, I'm coming over. She's like, I told you I was out of town. Oh, shoot. Do you mind if I stay here?
Oh, well, I'm going to hang out here for a little bit.
I feel like Janelle's house would have been the best.
Yeah.
She would have left you alone, but she also would have been just cool, like watching Yellowstone. And getting a pizza.
And honestly, Janelle doesn't like when you talk during shows.
No.
So it's like, you don't even have to make conversation. Just sit there, enjoy your Yellowstone, have a pizza.
And she can warm it up for you in her toaster oven or the pizza
pizzazz
or the air fryer, honestly.
She's got a lot of options. How do you want that pizza done? She's ready for you. So then Cody's like, now when I talk to Janelle, she's always just like, I'm enjoying my time away from you, Cody. I'm like,
and you know that he's like, she's lying.
She's lying.
She misses me so much.
She misses me six-pack abs.
Six-pack.
Oh, and this huge
If
dick.
she knew how much I've been riding my bike, she'd want me.
Let's go over to the Dabsark game night at 3:30 p.m.
Where we're having caramel apples. Apples.
And I was like, did she buy these or did she make these?
She bought those. She went to the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory and she bought those. And no one else is allowed to get those.
Who the fuck is making caramel apples? That seems like a lot of work.
No, she's
a lot
not.
of mess.
She's not.
She's got that big kitchen, not for this shit.
She just bugged me so much. I'm like, I don't like it when you have any fun.
No.
You know?
I didn't like her being like, caramel apples. Like,
apples.
Caramel apples.
I was like, you're not allowed to be. It wasn't funny, but like, you're not even allowed to try.
You're not even allowed
funny.
to try, bitch.
Also, side note.
Yeah.
To anyone who's going to be filmed, don't eat caramel apples on film.
Please.
They're too sticky. It wasn't a good.
No.
It was not a good look.
Ariola went to town on those caramel apples.
She was just chewing, and so was Robyn. And then it's like the caramel stuck in your teeth, and she couldn't get it out.
Having to like lick around and
it was not a good look.
Just an absolute mess. Now, as a family, we've decided that we're going to play a game of Jenga, but we're going to play it in the downstairs tiny room. This way we can try and trick the audience into thinking this is the tiny living room we have.
You don't even see any art. You don't see any bear sculptures.
Where's the art? Where I'm telling you right now, that room was, those windowsills were full.
They put the curtains in
art.
front of them so that no one could see it.
And they were like,
Are they hiding
and
it?
were those curtains ever there before?
No, I feel like they didn't even have any curtains in the
We've never seen them
photos.
closed. No.
Yeah.
So I feel like they were like, oh, hide the goods.
I need to go back now and look at the listing because I feel like they didn't even have. I feel like they clipped those up.
Yeah.
We didn't see the top.
Yeah. I think they had Dayton come over and clip them up. She's like, hey, can we borrow your curtains for a minute?
He didn't get to come to the game night, did
No.
he? Oh.
I think, and I don't think she even saved him a caramel apple.
No. Caramel apple.
Didn't save him
Apples.
a caramel apple. Cody's hair.
When he leans forward and we just see that skin headband and just the two. Why is he doing this? Why has he not gone to Turkey and got a hair transplant?
Because you have to shave your head. When you get a hair transplant, you have to shave your head. And he's like, we're filming every day so that we can give people 8 minutes and 10 seconds of new footage. I've got a lot of B-roll footage I'm shooting next week. I can't go bald. You can't, like, it's...
Why isn't he getting extensions?
It takes like 6 months before like the hair even starts to come back.
And it'll probly come back differently. He's worried it'll be straight.
It won't be curly.
Yeah.
He's
going to have to retrain it.
It's going to be tricky. So I'm imagining this, okay? Imagine Cody's going down on you, okay?
And you just see that skin headband.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, you know what? Tap you on the shoulder and be like, we're good here.
Tapping out, dude.
Tapping out. I'm not interested in this whatsoever.
So bad.
It's the
That's why he puts
thing.
his sunglasses right there because it like masks it.
Why are the sunglasses almost like rubbing it off? You know?
No, I think they're there to. It's an optical illusion.
Okay. Now, Robyn does say that she's so mad that we messed up as a family. So she's somewhat including herself in that. Now, do I think she believes that? No. But is she saying it for a better image? Yes. And at least I'm like, well, at least finally you're doing something.
You're saying we. You should have said, I'm so sad you and me, Cody, messed up the family.
Ariola is literally Cody's twin in both looks and personality. Other than he doesn't have as much hair as she does.
Apparently his favorite child, too.
Oh, God. Can you imagine?
No.
It's like you have all these other kids. You've got Savannah. You've got
great kids. You have Logan.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Not Peyton. Not Mykelti. Not Gwen.
Oh, you have Aspen. Jezebel.
Yeah. You've got a couple of other ones in there. And it's like you're going to surround yourself. Garrison. You're going to surround yourself with fucking Ariola.
I know.
Why?
And the Singing Sisters.
The Singing Sisters? This is what you're like, oh, this is what my life is made of.
I'd
love
rather
playing
spend my
Jenga.
time with these ones. No.
This Jenga game lasted all of 5 seconds.
And then they played apples to apples.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice they played apples to apples.
Yeah, it was a theme. It was an apple theme night.
Oh, she was pissed when she came down and saw Cody getting out Jenga.
She's like, we're having caramel apples and we're playing apples to apples.
Oh my God, Cody, God damn it. Also, why is it that Brianna always looks like she's smelling Areola's farts? She's always just like,
She takes after her mama.
Yeah.
She looks just like Robyn.
well, Robyn, we like, without the thyroid issue.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
she's a much smaller version.
Robyn when we first met her.
No, because she had life then.
You're right. She doesn't have much life.
No. I go back to the mold in the house.
Yeah. And also, the other reason they filmed in this little room is to, one, look like they didn't have a mansion. They didn't have all their art. Two, because they don't want production going through their house, apparently, because there's doors on this room from the outside
that you can get to right from the driveway. You don't have to go through any of the rest of the house.
Why don't they want them in their house?
Honestly, I don't even know if they were in the house. They like opened those doors and they like film from there.
Yeah, I
don't
think they
touch
did film
don't
from
touch
the
our house.
outside or through the window. Did you notice the reflection?
And then we've got Awuwa. There's just something about Awuwa that just gets under my skin. And I thought it was so weird how like we're sitting there, we're playing a game, and she's like pulling down Areola's shorts for her.
She was?
Yeah, she was like, girl, don't. You're showing
like,
too much thigh.
You need to go put on a legging.
Yeah, get a legging. Seriously. And I'm like, what are you doing? You don't have plans at 3:30 on a Friday night?
Are you kidding me?
You don't have some singing practice to go to?
No. This is a highlight for her.
I'm telling you right now.
At least the family wants to hang out with everyone.
Awuwa doesn't watch like any streaming networks. She lives on YouTube.
Okay.
All of her entertainment comes from YouTube.
Does she watch vloggers or what?
All sorts of stuff, but she doesn't watch TikTok.
Okay.
She doesn't watch Instagrams. Like she lives and dies by YouTube.
Okay.
And there's something to be said about people like that.
You know who she loves? That family that sings together.
Oh my, yes.
What's their name? The Sharps. They're the most annoying people I've ever seen in my life. She's like, I wish this was us. Can
I
we
wish
all do
mom
this?
had married Mr. Sharp and I could be a Woa Sharp.
She probably organizes them all to like sit on the stairs like that family does.
Yes.
And that's probably... That's why they have all those guitars. They've done this before. We just haven't seen it yet. That's season 30.
I realized when Cody said that, like, we do stuff like this game night all the time, except for it's involving guitars and music. I realized, oh, I get it. Robyn's family doesn't laugh at him and his musical wishes and dreams. So he likes to stay there because the rest of the family's like, you can't fucking sing. But over here, everyone's tone deaf, so they don't hear it.
Do you think he's singing?
Yes.
What I would give to see Cody Brown with an instrument and singing. I want to see the family band.
Nut. Both my nuts. Just leave me a sack, of nothingness. I would pay both my nuts to go see Cody perform.
Wow. Why are we not filming this? Like, why are we getting apples to apples when we could have the family band together?
It's a great question.
I would love to see it. Let's
take it on the road.
Let's get Cody's version of Unwritten.
It honestly, it would be much like Tom Sandoval.
It would be like the Plath family band. We've seen that.
Well, I'm saying like people would go just to make fun of Cody.
Yeah.
And that would be so much fun.
I would buy tickets right away.
I would, you know what? I wonder if we can book Cody. Like for events.
I don't know. He can do a cameo for you.
I don't want a cameo.
Do you think we could make a cameo request that he sings and plays guitar?
Oh, hey, I saw that you're like a total musical instrument. We should try.
Love to see you and the family rocking out.
Oh, yeah. Get the fam together and maybe sing us a little
try,
jingle.
But I don't know if I want to pay him $200.
Sometimes you got to make sacrifices in life, and that's one of them. So I believe that the rest of the family was all talking shit about his music career that he was trying to go for, but not. It's like Matt from Matt and Abby.
Yes.
And Abby has to like just pretend that he's okay at it.
She has to pretend that she likes him.
Yeah, but Robyn's the only one who was willing to pretend.
Okay.
Everyone else was like, how about you get a fucking job? You haven't worked in quite some time,
And you suck.
Robyn's saying that she misses the whole family, but then the whole family struggled to accept her and her kids. We gotta quit this narrative.
She needs to check her story.
Yeah.
Because is it either gonna be I miss them, we had great times together, or is it gonna be I was the victim the whole time, they always treated me like shit? Because you can't do both.
When Janelle said that when Robyn came into the family and her kids would go over to her house and get scolded for opening her refrigerator.
Please ask Robyn or Mindy if you'd like a snack. Thank you. Don't forget the sign.
I have not forgotten the sign.
We have it in our merch shop.
It brought me so much fucking joy to hear Janelle call that out.
And that's like the littlest thing. Like if you can't go over to your other mom's house and open the fridge.
I understand. It's weird to go over to your friend's house and open their fridge. But like,
but also like this is our worries.
This is
like,
supposed to be your mom.
It's supposed to be your other mom and you can't even open the fridge at her house. No wonder they all hate her.
Yeah. And I'm sure Meri had a sign too. Just no one went over there.
Oh, Meri had a lock. That's why.
I bet you Meri screamed at kids when they came into her house when they were in the Lehigh house, her apartment, and touched her fridge.
Oh, yeah. Because she was like, your moms have processed food from Costco. Okay. I have remember in the book, she said she was the only one who liked like fresh produce and fish.
And like also your family couldn't afford fresh produce. All right. Like, why are you buying fresh produce?
Yeah. Everyone else had to eat those cups.
Yeah. Get the fucking mangoes in the can.
Cups.
Seriously. Janelle's like, and I also feel like Robyn brought a lot of separateness to the family. Yeah. So we're all calling it out.
Thankfully.
Thank God for that.
Finally.
Christine's like, my kids hate going to Robyn's house because they'd always see their dad fucking her. Like they were in a relationship and they'd come home and be like, Mom, why is your vagina so dry? Why isn't dad pounding you like he does Robyn?
Dad never get sexy time
Why
with
is
you?
dad and Cody's like, oh, me and Christine were romantic all the time. Oh, yeah. We would like,
you wouldn't even make out with her in the Lexus.
You wouldn't make out with her. My favorite part.
I imagine Kody and Robyn had the door locked a lot at their house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
also think that like Robyn just let him do whatever he wanted over there.
Yeah.
He'd take a nap and for 4 hours and she didn't bug him.
That's why he likes her house best. And she agrees with everything he says.
My favorite, now while this was the worst episode we've ever had, my favorite moment of all time in Sister Wives of all time.
Okay, so
came when we find out that Areola said to Kody, I don't like Christine. I don't like Christine. She left you, Dad. I don't like Christine. And then Kody was like, good girl. I like your loyalty to me.
When he said, that showed loyalty, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
So we have actual evidence of Kody talking shit with his family talking shit about someone in the family. We have no evidence of anyone talking shit about Kody other than Gwen making fun of him having COVID. That's all we have. And we have actual proof of your WNBA future star sitting there saying, I don't like Christine. And then you said...
And then he turns it around and is like, well, you know what? She should act like a child, but no one else should. Janelle and Christine are bad talking.
Is she even a child anymore?
No, she's like 10 at this point.
They just dress her like a child.
They dress her like a baby.
I'm pretty sure she's going to high school next year.
She's probably in middle school.
It's like, get a fucking grip on this shit. But this was my favorite moment. One, hearing that Areola said that is a great moment. But two, hearing that Kody was like, I tried to correct her, but I was also like, this is the kind of loyalty I'm looking for.
This just proved that that's his favorite child.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, you know what? I've got one child that's really loyal. It's the youngest one.
And finding out that fucking Areola was a big reason why Kody couldn't always go places.
When Kody was like, there was this time and she was freaking out and didn't want me to leave. And Robyn's like, you're going to have to give her the 5 minutes.
She's expressing herself, Kody.
She's expressing herself, Cody. She thinks she's like the best.
Give her 5 minutes express herself.
She thinks she's like the world's best mom.
Oh, yeah.
But then she's like, I would never let him not leave to go see another wife.
I would never
do that. I'm
allow that to happen.
I feel like that happened constantly.
He couldn't go to Jezebel's surgery because Areola would have a panic attack like her older sister, Awoa, and you'd have to carry up the stairs alone, Kody had to be there just in case anything happened to his little Areola. And again, I'm just saying, like, no offense to her, but, like, she kind of sucks. She's not, like, my favorite kid in the fam.
There's a lot of good kids, and I wouldn't choose Robyn's. That's all I'm saying.
No, none of them.
I'm just saying.
Maybe I would pick Dayton, and because I feel like it's interesting to me that Dayton really doesn't come around. I don't think it's just for the show.
You don't?
I don't feel like
I don't know.
People have seen them out and about. And is he ever there?
Yeah.
Oh, was he at Cafe Rio?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was a free meal.
Okay.
And he doesn't have anything he can cook in there.
They've brainwashed them all. I mean, no fault of his own.
I hate Awoa. I really do.
I really do too. Yeah.
I really hate her. I really hate Areola.
I don't hate Dayton, but I feel like he does.
You think he would take up for his mom?
Yes, I think he would.
I know. And Janelle was like, honestly, I feel like they did some bad parenting with her. You know, they should have. My kids all knew from the beginning, hey, dad's not going to be here very much. All
She's
right.
like, and they all turned out to be fine kids without him.
Yeah. You know, it was totally fine. And they, you know, they said.
When Robyn sees this is going to be a huge moment on the talkbacks.
Oh, you
I'm
think?
already going to say this because you know she thinks she's the world's best parent.
Yes.
And for Janelle to say, I think that's poor parenting, she's going to be like, are you talking about my parenting?
I thought what was going to be exciting was Christine seeing Ariola say, I don't like Christine.
Yeah, that'll be fun too.
I was just like, I can't wait for that smackdown.
But I feel like Christine is nice. She'll be like, she's a kid. She doesn't know. She hears it from her dad and mom, you know?
I would go after her.
And don't you think that just proves that Kody and
I'd
Robyn
be like,
are talking?
you know what? I don't care about someone who's got those bangs. So say all you want. Your opinion means nothing to me. That's what I would say.
Don't you think that proves that Kody and Robyn are talking a lot of shit about Christine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For her to be like, I hate her.
When Robyn starts talking about she's got the depression, you know, just situational depression, and just, you know, it's just been so hard without the family. She's trying to like get sympathy from us.
She is. She's maybe talking to a PR team.
Okay. Which is a WOA.
Yes.
Okay.
She's like, how do I make people feel bad for me? Should I say I'm depressed? It's like, you broke up the family. You can't be depressed about it now.
Exactly.
It's your fault.
Let's go over to Salt Lake to Dr. Flick Your Beans' office. Now, this is the same doctor who pulled Truly out of Christine.
Mm-hmm.
We've
met this man many times.
We have been around Dr. Flick Your Bean
He's
a
one of
time
our
or
favorites.
two. Yeah, I mean, to be an OBGYN.
We like him so much more than April Kermani.
Don't get me started on April Kermani or whoever it was. Remember, Mykelti had that. She's not called a hostess.
A midwife.
Midwife.
A host.
What?
A baby hostess.
No, there's another name for midwife. A doula.
A doula, yeah.
Her doula who had done 800,000 births.
You're right.
You know?
And she did like 32 a day.
Yes.
Once you calculated
Every single day. I think it was like 80 a day.
For 80 years.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
I love Dr. Flick Your Bean.
Flick Your Bean is...
To be an
cool.
OBGYN with the last name Bean is like... You know, the only other thing he could have done was open like a coffee shop.
Yep.
It's like you could be an OBGYN or open a coffee shop. Barista, Mr. Bean.
Either way, put your bean to use.
Mykelti's belly
Holy
is
moly.
huge. And I know there's two babies in there. It's just like seeing
When she
it.
laid back, it was just like a mountain.
I'm like, she can't even
crazy.
see her toes if she lays down.
No. I know why she was hating being pregnant.
Oh, I was like, God damn, that looks miserable.
And I thought it was crazy that he's like, you're measuring 52 weeks. I'm like, holy shit.
That's a whole year.
That's a lot.
God damn. I love that this entire scene is filmed by Christine on iPhone.
I also thought, interesting choice for, I mean, okay, maybe all she can wear is a dress right now.
Yeah.
Because she did have that giant belly. But I think I would have worn like yoga pants when I was going to be filming.
Yes. I was thinking the same thing.
Because
like,
we kept getting shots where I was like, we almost saw her bean.
Girl, your bean's falling out.
Like I was like, why did you wear the dress and then have to put the paper sheet? Because I feel like you don't have to take your bottoms off.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was just like, that seems trickier than what you were doing.
I was like, why didn't you wear one of your, we know she's got a LuLaRoe legging.
I'm like, they're not doing a vaginal ultrasound.
No.
It's all going to be in your belly.
Yeah.
They can at this point. They'll poke the kids in the head.
Also, like he had like a Game Boy ultrasound. I've never seen that before.
He had a Motorola Razr.
He had an Etch-a-Sketch.
It was a fucking Motorola Razr, and I was like, Flick Your Bean. I know this is a more up-to-date office than some of the midwives we've seen who use the dog
just
ultrasound.
like on the go? It was so tiny.
I have not seen a Motorola Razr in quite some time, and then to see him use it
They
as
have updated the technology on those things. I didn't know you could use your phone to do ultrasound, but apparently you can.
I was like, why do we have this? This is not that helpful.
We don't have a real ultrasound machine there.
I'm worried. Next pregnancy, we should go to Dr. Flick Your Bean.
We should. We'll travel to see him.
Well, maybe we just do it one visit.
Okay. Oh, we're out of town. We just need to see someone. Can we get in with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can Dr. Flick Your Bean see us?
He's a world-renowned OBGYN.
When we start talking about the kind of birth that Mykelti's going to have, and she's like, I just really want a natural birth, but with the twins, I don't know if it's going to happen. And then we get Janelle. And, you know, I've never seen Janelle really like passionate about anything, but she was like, oh, there's nothing better than a vaginal birth. Yeah. No, I've had both. I've had C-section, I've had vaginal, and Oh yeah, vaginal birth is where it's at.
I got what she was saying.
I
She
did
was
too,
like,
but the way she was talking about it was just.
But she was like, it's just so much harder to recover. I get that, but also she's pregnant with twins, and they're saying they're not flipped. So like, just at this point, you just don't say anything.
Christine, this episode acts like. I mean, everyone here acts like we're stupid, and you know what? If we're watching this show, maybe we are. But when she was like, "Oh, that's what breech means, feet down." Are you fucking stupid? This is why you don't go to plague school, you
Most
dumbass.
Most people know that. Also,
Everyone
you've
knows
had
what
6
breech
kids.
is.
You don't know what that is?
She's like, oh my God,
What?
I didn't know what that was. How are you so dumb? How do you get through life?
Also, then when
And
they
this is coming from someone who's very stupid.
When they pan to Cody and he's like, I prefer a home birth. I'm like, you don't do shit.
No one cares
No
about.
one
He's
cares
like, well,
what you
it's nice
prefer.
for me. I have my own snacks there. I've got
I can
my
go to sleep
couch.
right after in my own bed.
I can watch TV.
Nobody cares what you think.
No one asked for
You're
your
never the one
fucking
doing the work,
opinion.
Cody.
If you're gonna push a baby out your asshole, sure, tell us about it. Also, Dr. Flickerbean was still harboring some resentment against Cody bringing up the in vitro fertilization during Christine's labor for Meri.
Christine's like, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. When else are they going to talk about it?
I was like, this is your one time in which you have someone that you could talk shit about Cody with, and you're like, it didn't really bother me.
I know. It's like,
Really?
Dr. Flickerbean wanted to talk shit.
Then we go back to Mykelti's house, and was this a giant dog bed on the floor? I don't think they have a dog, but Truly was laying on it like a dog.
I deep dived her Instagram to see if I could see a dog in the background or any posts about a dog, and I didn't see anything. But
Truly
they
was
would
just
have.
like petting the big dog
They
bed.
would get a dog bed for their child.
Like it was from Costco or
yeah,
something.
like they were like, this is perfect floor cushion for her.
Yeah, like it's a dog bed. It's a fucking dog bed. It's from Kibbles and
Are you
Bits.
shocked?
No. So Mykelti's like, I'm so sad that I have to do this, but I want what's safest for the babies. I'm gonna get a C-section, but Flickerbean said he could put a mirror there so I can watch. And
All I could think was like, I would be passed out
Oh
so
my
quickly. Even just her talking about cutting through the layers of skin and then through, I was like, I'm gonna pass out right now.
The amount of times during your birth that I had to tell everyone, I was like, do not tell her what you're doing. Do not talk about it. Just leave her. Do your thing.
She's queasy.
Don't tell her. And
Mykelti wants to watch her whole insides get cut open.
And was it when you got your epidural that I was like, lay her back.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
was
I think
about to
she's
pass
fine.
out.
I'm like, she's turning white. I know what to look for. She's not going to tell you, but she needs to lay back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a fan of needles.
No, you would never be able to do this.
No.
They'd have to put you out.
No, it's not the pain, it's the thought.
Yeah.
I can't think about it.
But when Christine was like, oh, that's so cool. That's when a moment where I'm just like, shut up. When you talk like that, I find her to be so obnoxious.
Christine.
You know what's so weird is watching the show back. Like I remember when we watched it the first time, I was a Christine diehard.
She wasn't so bad back in the day.
I
gotten more
honestly
annoying.
feel like growing up is realizing you don't like Christine. That's the honest truth. It's like
Being an adult is realizing Christine wasn't the cool one Janelle was.
yeah, you know what? Janelle's fucking easy breezy and cool. Now, I want to point something out to everybody because we start talking about the twins with Avalon and how Christine's like, with 3, they're never left out. I'm like, that math doesn't math because
I
there's
thought that was weird
always
when she
one
said that. And then
left out.
Mykelti's like, well, they're twins, so they're going to leave her out a lot. I was like, it's an odd number. So someone is always left
Someone's
out.
always left out. But then we get Truly laughing about it. And she's just like,
She does that shit on purpose. Just like she ruins every picture. She's in that phase.
yeah, I do. I used to do that.
I know.
Again, and
I mean,
I find my mom would get
I
so
imagine you
mad
did
at
it a
me.
lot.
My mom would get so mad at me when I would have my eyes crossed in a picture.
Because you'd probably do every fucking picture, just like Truly does.
Every fucking picture.
Yep.
And I was, again, this is why I can say these things because I am these things. So when I'm saying I hate it on some person, I hate myself. So just feel sorry for me. We find out that Robyn drove alone from Flagstaff to St. George. I have my doubts.
Up Tony's mom, and I was like, "That's a long time for Robyn to talk to someone."
And she didn't do it in a Honda Odyssey. That was a
No.
fucking lie. But I have my doubts.
You don't think she
I
did?
feel like Cody went and stayed at a hotel or
I'm
something.
sure he probably did.
You know, he's like, oh, it's a nice trip away.
He probably did. Because why wouldn't he come to meet Mykelti's kids?
Nah,
Right?
It's too much. You know, not interested in that.
He's also the grandpa.
Janelle goes on to defend the relationship between Mykelti and Robyn. And I do think, you know, is it disgusting watching their relationship? Yes. But do we know now that she now hates Robyn because of something that's happened? Yes. So I think
it brings me joy knowing that the one person who liked Robyn has now turned on her. You know?
yeah.
I'm like, you couldn't even keep
it brought me joy knowing the only
couldn't
person
even
who
keep
liked her was
Mykelti.
Mykelti, who was just like so desperate for someone to like her.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like Robyn was like, well, I guess I'm gonna like Mykelti.
I feel like Robyn was like, you know what? Like when she came into the family, she's like, nobody likes Mykelti. I'll pick her.
Ozempic,
I'll be nice to her.
pregnant Mykelti
With the
the
pillow.
pillow, crying over her relationship with Robyn was a lot.
That's changed now.
Oh yeah, that was a lot though.
Yeah.
She's like, she came into this family and
She was the only one who like listened to me.
she gave me voice and she saw me. I'm like, she saw you because you were a free babysitter, bitch.
We're talking about Robyn Brown here.
It would be, I could have listened. If someone's going to do free services for me, sure. Tell me your life story. I'll listen. I'm not paying attention,
Keep
but I'll
talking
listen.
to me while you watch the kids, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. You
And
know
I'm over
what?
here
How about you continue
taking a
this story while you make dinner for everybody? That sounds good to me. All right. It's just,
She would fall for that.
and then to know that we did not get a lick of waiting room footage between Robyn and Christine.
Why did we not? I feel like you can self-film in a waiting room.
Someone put a goddamn camera in Maria's hand. Give her an iPhone and
I don't
say,
think-
film these two.
I feel like they didn't talk. I feel like it was just like
I wanna see it then.
Christine
I
talking
wanna
to Aspen and Robyn talking to Maria, and that was it.
I want to see it. I know. Somebody, Maria, why didn't you do your fucking job? Get out your iPhone and film them. We didn't need good footage. There's
No.
nothing else good about
It
this
doesn't
show.
need to be good. We just needed to see where did they sit? Where were they across the room from each other? Were they next to each other?
They took that picture of with Tony when he
Yeah.
was in that outfit, which I have a picture to show you.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh my God, you know what Tony looks like?
What?
He looks like
They could be like, he's like a beekeeper suit. I'm like, have you never seen anyone go into surgery before?
he looks like there's a character from Batman
Okay.
called Penguin.
Yeah,
and
that
that is what
looked like
Tony looked like in that. I was like, oh God.
Tony is terrifying to look at. I'm sorry, but it's the hair.
It's not even
It's not his face. It's
No.
why are you straightening your hair? It's so scary.
well, the face now on the Ozempic is scary.
yeah,
it
because
is,
his
but-
eyes are bulgy.
Yes, but the hair.
He
and it's like he
kinda looks
straightens it, but it
unhinged.
still won't straighten.
No,
It still has like a wave to it.
and it's still frizzy.
It's still it's just I'm like, you know what? If you want straight hair, why don't you go get it fucking chemically straightened?
Do a keratin treatment.
Do a keratin treatment on that
Oh
thing.
no, just wear it natural, or better yet, let's cut
Cut
it
it off.
Donate it to Locks of Love. They need it more than you.
I honestly, listen, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but if you bring me a wig and it's Tony's hair, I'm out. I'm going to say no
But
thanks.
if it's his natural hair, not the straightened hair, I feel like it's fine.
It's damaged as fuck
He straightens
from
it
all
too
the
much.
straightening.
Why are they straightening it?
Who tells him that looks good? Because there's a
Mykelti.
she likes it like that. She
She does the
thinks she's
same
like, oh
thing
my
to
God,
hers."
your hair looks like Fabio. She's like,
When
oh
I
my
think-
God, you look
when
just
I
like
think-
Pete Wentz.
When I think
When I
Tony,
love-
I
when
think
I was-
Fabio for sure.
When I was growing up, I loved Fall Out Boy and I love Pete Wentz.
Pete Wentz didn't even have hair that long.
No, but she likes it straight like that.
It's gross.
It's disgusting.
I hate it.
So, anyways, we don't get any fucking footage of that. We get a
Nope, we
whole
get no
bunch
footage of the wedding. We get no footage of the waiting room.
We get stock footage of the hospital, random hospitals, all with different floors and chairs and walls, and none of it was the actual hospital. We see a picture of Mykelti in, getting her C-section, but it was so pixelated, no idea who it was. Could have been anybody.
And then we get the pictures of the babies. She's holding the babies.
Yeah.
We get a montage.
We find
but
out that
that's
her
it.
heart rate spiked and her blood pressure was
got
up. But
scary, and she just needed Tony.
she just needed her little Totino Tony, She just needed her little guy there with her. Just like, he couldn't be in there while she got her epidural. And I was like,
It's also like,
I basically helped you with your epidural. Was I not supposed? And I wasn't in any sort of outfit.
Yeah, I don't
wasn't
know.
I wasn't in a surgery
and she
costume.
wasn't in the surgery room yet, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why he couldn't be there. He was too busy putting his hair up in the shower net.
The net. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
the
I
hair
was
net.
like, I didn't even have a surgery costume on, and I was still helping you with all that stuff.
We weren't in surgery. That's why.
You don't. I mean, but it was for the epidural.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, he was in the bathroom putting the hairnet on.
Okay.
He had to get all those strands in.
No, I know what it was. Last minute nervous shit.
Can you get out of the bathroom?
And then, they're in surgery. Okay, they're doing the C-section. You hear on the intercom, Code Brown. We've got a Code Brown in the labor and delivery bathrooms. Code Brown. It's a big one.
We have a clog.
We've got a clog. It's not a code blue. It's a code brown. And it is big. He took a huge shit right before that.
She's like, where were you? He's like, I was just getting ready.
And it's like, that bathroom poop smell just like stuck with him.
God.
Just like he brought it and they were like, God damn it. Did you shit in your surgery
room
costume?
Just
Did you really take your surgery costume in to take your shit? Like we all smell it now. This is supposed to be a sterile environment. Is that code brown going off? Is that from you, Tony? He was like, oh man, I don't know. I had some tacos last night.
I'm nervous.
Tony. So Archer and Ace are born 5/31 and 5/32.
Archer did beat you to the punch.
That's okay.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I just want people to know that I really do believe we were doing the podcast at this point. I do think that Mykelti was a big fan, and I think she named her baby after me. And for that, I say thank you. As much as I know I've shit on you, I also know that we're kindred souls.
The good news is that Christine held you first.
Thank God. Well, my namesake.
Robyn held Archer, which is like, no.
I don't want
So it's
Robyn to
like,
be the
Ace
first
is a better
face
twin.
I'm seeing.
No.
Well, although we're finding out I don't really like Christine either.
Yeah, but that's much better to be held by Christine.
Once again, Christine, assuming that we all went to Plig School, is like, they're fraternal twins. So that means they're not identical.
They look nothing alike, and they don't even look like their sister.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Christine. I'm so glad that you were able to clarify what fraternal twins are and that they're not identical. You fucking idiot. Why? Why are you telling us that? Just say they're fraternal twins. We didn't need you to explain it to us. It just drives me nuts how she always does this.
She's a teacher at heart.
God, I'm just like, what is
She
wrong
taught everybody
with
in
you?
Plig School.
Oh my goodness. Now Avalon, it's time for her to meet the babies.
Oh, this girl is rough.
First of all, why is she always on a countertop?
I don't know.
She's never on the floor. You always see Avalon up on a countertop. I love that she was kind of sporting like an Avril Lavigne look. She had like a gray vest
like
over
a little
her
shawl.
I think it was a vest. I think it was like a Avril Lavigne, like cool punk girl vest.
Yes.
Over her
probably,
glitzy glam
Disney princess dress. Yes.
And she's just on that counter. And this is not the
She
first
lives
time
on the
I've seen her on
countertop.
the counter. I think she could jump from that counter to the coffee bar.
She's gonna be on American Ninja Warrior.
I honestly think that like let's get this kid signed up for some sort of American Ninja
We're
Warrior.
not using her talents correctly.
No.
Tony's like, she's a rough one, yeah.
She's always rough out
She loves to wrestle.
I imagine like, Mykelti comes home and she's got fucking Tony in just like a headlock. And she's like, Daddy said I couldn't have mac and cheese, And he was like, I didn't say that. I said you couldn't have Mountain Dew. She's like, shut up, bitch.
She's a cute little thing, though.
She's gorgeous.
She's so cute. I'm like, how did you come from those two?
She's a gorgeous little child. And I was just
cute.
like,
but I feel like she's a handful.
But she immediately gets that baby and boop, poke right to the eyeball, which, we're dealing with too. It's hard when we've got a 10-month-old and a 4-month-old, and it's just like.
I mean, this was our life right here. Was the poking the eyeballs, the pulling the hat off.
And just when you think that baby's going to be gentle and they're like, oh, smack. Right on the head. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. The good news is Louie's going to be very tough.
Yeah, she is.
She's not going to get that from me.
Archer and Ace are going to be also very tough. She's training them up. Oh. They're going to have like WWE over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are going to be like,
they should put a.
They're going to have a bunch of boys in here. They're like, it's Avalon and her brothers.
They're going to put the wrestling mat in their garage like Christine had in hers.
I think Avalon's going to get sent home from school a lot for kicking ass.
Probably.
They're like, we got her fighting again.
She's going to be a hitter.
We got her fucking fighting again. I want to talk about Tony and Mykelti's house because we didn't get enough of it at the
baby shower. The double down
baby shower.
Which I think I forgot to say on that episode, but also like what an odd theme to do gambling Vegas
I think we
for
said
a
that.
baby shower.
I think
okay.
we said that.
Okay.
No, it was.
The more I thought about it, I was just like, why? Why would that be with a baby shower?
It didn't make any sense.
No.
But also it doesn't make sense to have action figures on top of your bookshelves when you are a grown gentleman. If I saw these in Solomon's room, I'd be like, okay, but we're kind of getting to the age where we need to phase out of that. He's got an Iron Man. He's got gargoyles and some rising phoenix. I don't know if this was a gift from Tony or
probably a lot more where that came from too. I imagine there's these kind of things all over, and there was like posters of like
framed anime shit. Yeah. We've got grandma's tea set.
That's Mykelti. She loves vintage.
And then
She loves Alice in Wonderland.
They had a bunch of games there, and the one that I could make out was a Peter Pan game. So I Googled like Peter Pan board game, and there's an old Peter Pan game that you can play. And I was like, where did they get this? It's like vintage.
Yeah. They probably, just like Robyn spends a lot of money on ugly art.
Oh my God.
They spend a lot of money on like vintage Disney stuff or action.
Now, Tony plays video games, right?
Yes.
He doesn't. Okay. Well, I know he does the chess, but he does video games.
I think he does streaming.
Oh, okay.
Right?
On Twitch.
I think it's like where you film yourself playing video games. That's how he makes money.
I
believe.
love. Listen,
Unless he does online chess. Do they have that?
I think so.
Okay.
I would never in a million years want to play a video game, but if it meant that I could talk shit to Tony in his ear, I would love that. And just be like,
Gotta figure out what game he plays so you can log on.
And just, well, I'm sure I won't get to that level.
Right.
I don't know. If anyone can, just drop to Tony. He needs to stop straightening his hair. Oh my goodness.
Get on the Twitch.
So we end the episode finding out that Robyn's going to come over. Christine stayed at the hospital. Robyn's going to stay with them at the house for a few days. And Maria's also going to be there. Mm-hmm. They don't want a full house. You know, they're like, we don't want
keeping a small house.
Keeping a small house.
We find out in the preview for next week that Robyn just slept in the closet with the twins.
And
I mean, maybe she's good for something.
I was like, what?
And Tony was like, I told her, like, you take the bed with Mykelti. I'm like, that's even more weird.
I thought, okay, Mykelti just told us, she told Aspen, you know, oh yeah, this is the bed I gave birth in. Well, I did on the floor, but I was like, yeah, but I'm sure still like your slime got all over that bed. You know, I don't want to sleep in that bed either. And I know you two, I know that you're not like Martha Stewart with the homemaking. I'm sure that those sheets in that wet spot sat for quite a time. They never, and they didn't think to like put a puppy pad down or anything. So she just like lady squirted all over that thing.
I was just like, I can't imagine Robyn and Mykelti just laying in bed together. That's all I could think.
Here's what I thought was so fucking interesting is we talk about like the kids growing up, and then we see this video of Logan. And he's on the floor as a baby. Oh, sorry. There's a mysterious child
I thought
on the floor.
I'm like, has Logan asked them to not even put up his old pictures? Like, is this going to cause drama?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they did eventually
like we
call him
couldn't
by
say Logan's
name.
wedding, but later we could say Logan.
Yes.
And we could talk about him.
But why the fuck? It looks like he's wearing 15 layers of clothes.
I was wondering if
he
he's
had
wearing
like
a
10
fat
pounds.
suit.
I was like, what? And I was like, well, honestly, that's kind of one of our Halloween costumes we're planning to do with the kids. So
yeah, but where
I'd
do
love
we get
to know how they did it.
I looked for a baby fat suit and I can't find it. How did they get it?
But the reason we bring this up is because Cody's like, you know, when we had babies, we didn't have to deal with the siblings being jealous. We had to deal with Christine being jealous of Logan. She's like, I wasn't jealous of Logan. I was dealing with these two motherfuckers who hated each other, trying to find myself in polygamy. And Cody's like, nah, it's all Christine's fault.
Christine hated Logan from the start. I'm like, no, she
The
did
reason
not.
why Maddie was failure to thrive was because Christine was jealous. She was tainting Janelle's breast milk. You know, she wouldn't drink it. So that's why she had to drink off Meri. The very end of the episode is the craziest moment because, well, not the craziest, but
there's a lot of crazy moments.
Actually, there's
nothing really crazy.
The end of the episode is this kind of mediocre, weird moment in which I thought what Christine was going to say was like, you know, being here with Robyn and seeing this moment, I realize now, like, we've got to just put this behind us and come together.
It was going to,
but instead she says, seeing Robyn here with the family and like with Mykelti and stuff, it's just making me realize I don't ever want to be around my family again. I was like, oh my God. Okay.
She was like, making me realize how awkward it's going to be and that this really sucks. I was like,
oh. I thought you were going to say like, let's bygones be bygones.
Makes me think like, because Robyn's like, I don't know what she's going to do, but I'm going to play nice. I feel like Robyn ignored her the whole time.
Oh, you think?
I think Christine was thinking Robyn would be like, okay, like, I'm sorry. Like, we can both apologize and we can get along. And I feel like Robyn did not do that.
Here's the thing, though. It's like, Christine, if you're so happy in your new life, like, the sight of Robyn should not be awkward to you. You should honestly go up to Robyn and say, thank you. Thank you for stealing my husband from me because I am getting dicked down like you wouldn't believe. I'm getting divorced in every which way whole.
Now, I went on a deep dive because at this point, I was like, I swear that there was a picture of David holding the babies. Because I was like, Is she already with David at this point? I went back and the babies were born like November 22nd.
Okay.
That's at least when they premiered them on their Instagram.
Okay.
And then we don't see the official post with David being introduced as her boyfriend until February.
Okay.
But I'm sure they were probably dating.
I'm also confused why Christine went on Instagram and was like, "You're gonna get to see our first date," and then I'm like, "Well, where the fuck was it?"
That was probably the My Brother's Keeper episode. And they took
Well, it was supposed to be last week.
Yeah.
We didn't get it. And then this week we're not getting it. I'm like,
no.
Where the fuck
Where's
did the first
David?
date go? Again, we're seeing their house that you share with David from an aerial view. And
Yeah.
then we're getting you're living in the townhouse. It just, this show is all over the place. And it really does just drive me insane.
And we're going to the wedding in Vegas, but it's not in Vegas.
It's not in Vegas. It's in Phoenix.
And Maxine or Francine or Jack or Jill is dead.
One of those dogs is for sure dead. We have a, what's it called when you put a BPA? No, that's not what it is.
That's the plastic.
Be on the lookout.
Oh.
What are those called?
Oh.
A bolo.
A bolo. We've got
a bolo out on that other dog. All right. We don't know where that one is for sure. We don't know if it made it to North Carolina or not.
No, we're not sure if it's going to be on Tata Farms or not.
No, it's just try a little bit fucking harder, please. Next week, if we only get 8 minutes of new footage, am I going to do anything? No, but I'm going to come back here and I'm going to bitch
You're gonna
about
report
it.
back.
I'm going to bitch.
And can you
again.
also by next week have a regular show done so we can compare?
I'm going to do that, but I'm sure we're going to forget.
Okay.
So
All right.
fingers
Well, here
crossed
we are.
on that one. Guys, if you enjoyed today, go and leave us a 5-star review. If you didn't, fuck off.
And
or-
remember, here we only talk behind each other's backs.
yes, don't say stuff about
We'll see the reviews, so don't leave it there.
We're
Okay.
not open to constructive criticism.
Just go on your way, Robyn.
Please. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. And then if you're like, you know what? These motherfuckers, I'd like to hang out with them some more. You want to hang out with us 5 days a week, go over to Patreon, patreon.com/sisterwivestalk, and you can hang out with us there. You can follow us on Instagram at Shy Talk Pod. It's supposed to be shit talk, but couldn't get
Should
that.
talk
so
with one T.
Shy Talk Pod.
Yeah.
You can get, we've been putting the episodes up on YouTube if you want to watch that.
Anywhere. You can find us anywhere.
You can find us
Anywhere.
anywhere, you know? It's a good time. So only if you like us, though.
And if you want to relive another wedding on our Patreon, we are back at Maddie's wedding, which
Oh,
is fun.
my
And I mean,
God.
full circle moment. Now they're opening an event venue to do weddings.
Wow. I do feel like it's very weird how many things from the show, with the rewatch, line up with things that are
I
like
know.
happening.
It's because nothing ever changes.
It's true. I guess you're right. So that's that. We'll see you all again next week. Have yourself a beautiful week. And you know what? Just remember this. As long as you try harder than Puddle Monkey does on this show, that makes millions of dollars, just know that you're doing okay.
You're doing great.
You're doing great. All right. Splish splash. We're all trash.
Goodbye.